Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the 6th elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 3 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 12, My Dream Vacation, Phonics Practice on page 121. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Al-Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Aqil. So let's begin. A quick revision in our last lesson. In our last lesson, we did learn more rules about different phonics and different sound. And the first practice or the first exercise we did learn, which is to point and say the key words and also to highlight the silent letters in a word, and then we learn how to pronounce this word. So, in the first one here, or the first set of sound, or the first sound unit, which is K and N. And we said that we usually, in English, when we have words that starts with K and N, we usually keep the K silent, as in we have with this word. So now I'm going to point at this word. I would like you to listen to me and to say after me this word so you can know how or what is the letter that we silenced, and also what are the letters that we didn't silence. So the first word is knob. Knob. Say after me, knob. So here, the first word that starts with K and N, we kept the letter K silent. Yes, we do write it, but we keep it silent. So the actual pronunciation of this word is knob. Knob. This is how we pronounce this word, knob, as in door knob. Now let's listen for the second word. The second word of the K and N sound unit is this word. Now listen to me and see how I pronounce it, and you can differentiate what is the silenced letter and the other letters that are not silenced. So here the word we have is knock. Knock. Say after me, knock. So here we have the word knock, where we kept K silent. We kept the letter K silent, and we continue with the other word, knock. Here always the words that starts with K and N, we always keep the K silent, knock. Now let's listen to the third word of the K and N sound words, which are, the third one is knee. Knee. Say after me, knee. So here we kept the K silent and we pronounce it as knee. Knee. So this is the third word of the K and sound words. Now let's listen to the fourth word of this sound, which is knife. Knife. Say after me, knife. So here also we pronounce it as knife because we kept the letter K silent. We kept the letter K silent. Knife. And next we have also another sound unit, and this sound is made of I, G, H. And the first word of this sound is this one. Now listen carefully to how I pronounce this word and tell me what exactly the letters that we kept silent and what are the letters that where we didn't. Now let's listen to this word. Night. Night. Say after me, night. So here we have the word night. And notice here, what are the letters that we kept silent? The letters that we silence them are G and H. So the word is night. Night. Here we pronounced only three letters, N-I-T, night. But we always write it in full. We write the full letters, no matter if we didn't pronounce it. Night. Now, let's listen to the second word of the same letters that has the same letters. And the second word is light. Light. Say after me, light. So here is also the second word, which is light. And when you listen to this word or when you pronounce this word, you would know that here we only pronounced the three letters, L, I, and T, light. And we kept G and H, we kept them silent. We don't say them, we don't pronounce them. We keep them silent. Night or light. Now let's listen for the other word of the same letters. The other word of the same letter is right. Right. Say after me, right. So here is also the word right. We only pronounced three letters, R, I, and T, right. And we kept G and H silent, right, as when we say turn right, turn right. And then also the other sound we have, or we did learn last lesson, which is the sound or the words that starts with W and R. So now listen to the word that I am about to say and let me know what is the letter that we kept silent. So let's listen. The word is right. Right. Say after me, right. So, what is the letter that here we kept silent? It is the letter W. Here we said right. We only pronounced R, I, T, and E. Right. And we kept the letter W silent. Now, another word with the same sound or that starts with the same two letters, W and R, is this word. Let's listen to it. Rest. Rest. Say after me, rest. So here we have the word rest. What is the letter that here we kept silent? It is letter W. So here we don't say or we keep letter W silent and we pronounce the rest. Rest. Now, as with the other sound we did learn, which is the words that ends with L and E. And we did practice couple of these words. Now let's start the first one. The first word we have here is bubble. Bubble. Say after me, bubble. So here the first word that ends with L and E, bubble, which is a small balls made of air that or water sometimes and soap that we can see when we are in different celebrations. Now let's listen to the second word of the words that ends with L and E. And the second word we have here is table. Table. Say after me, table. So here also the other word is table, ends with L and E. And notice here that if we have a word that ends with E, usually, and we have vowel in the beginning, we usually pronounce the vowel in full. We say, here we have the vowel is A, so when we read the word, we would say table, table. Why? Because we have a vowel at the end. Now let's listen to the third word we have here, and the words that ends with L and E. The third word is needle, needle. Say after me, needle. And here is also needle, ends with L and E. And we said that we can pronounce the vowel E in full, needle. And this will bring us to the last word we did learn last lesson, which is bottle, bottle. Say after me, bottle. That ends with L and E, bottle, as in a bottle of water. So these are mostly the words and the different sounds units that we did learn last time. So now let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. At the end of our lesson today, we hope that you are able to point and say the key words that ends with T-I-O-N, and also words that ends with T-U-R-E, and also words that ends with T, C, and H. And to do this, let's open our books on page 121. Let's open our books on page 121. So the first word here we have that ends with T-I-O-N. See that these four letters have a different sound, which is the sound of shin. Shin. When we see these four letters, we usually say them, we always say them, and this sound, shin. As here we have the first word, which is lotion, lotion, lotion. So when we see these four letters at the end of any word, we would pronounce them as shin, as in lotion, lotion. Also, the other word that has these four letters or ends with these four letters is station, station, station. So here we pronounce the four words or the four letters that ends with this word as in station, shin. Now, the next one is the words that ends with T, U, R, and E. And we usually pronounce them as chur, chur. And the first example of the words that ends with these letters is picture, picture, picture. So these four letters ends with this word, we pronounce them as picture, picture. Now let's listen to the second word. The second word we have here that ends with these four letters is future, future, future. So here is also these four letters ends with these, or these four letters ends with this word pronounced as chur, future. Now, this will leave us to the last set of letters, that words that ends with T, C, and H, as in catch, catch, catch. So we pronounce these three letters as H, catch, catch. Also, another word that ends with these three letters, which is match, 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 as in football match or basketball match. So here are these three different sounds. The first one the sound of shin as in lotion, station, and also the sounds of ch as in picture and future, and also the sound of h as in catch, match, and here the third word, which is sketch, 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 which is a drawing that we usually draw. So these are three important sounds, and this will leave us with the last word we have with this sound, which is switch, switch, switch. All of these words that ends with these letters, it is important that we know how we do pronounce them, because they are different from their when we pronounce them alone. Now this will leave us with the last exercise we have, which is listen and complete. So here we have three words, which is knock, called, and on. What we're going to do is we're going to listen to this conversation, and when we listen, we're going to write the words that we listen to. Now let's start. Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Lettuce, and it's cold out here. So here in this conversation, we started with a phrase. Do you remember what that phrase is? It is knock, knock. So knock, knock, the other person, and this is a simple chant. It's about a lettuce, and let us say lettuce as in let us. Lettuce in it. Is it cold or on? Exactly, it is cold out here. It is cold out here. Now let's listen for the second conversation. So let's listen to the second conversation, and we're going to decide what we should write in these blanks. Knock, knock. Who's there? Isabel. Isabel who? Isabel necessary on a bicycle. So what did we started our conversation with? With knock, knock. And when we say who's there? Isabel. Isabel necessary, which is able necessary on a bicycle. So this is a simple conversation where we did choose these three words: knock, knock, called, and on. Now at the end, it is important that you can point and say the key word that ends with these letters. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.